everyone, welcome back to the Axe Guitar channel, your one-stop shop for budget guitar gear, and today we have a special review. We're checking out a guitar that's quietly making waves among guitar players that want something with high performance without the boutique price tag, and that, my friends, is the Eart TL-281. Metal style Telecasters are kind of becoming a big thing right now. Everybody remembers the Ibanez T models, their Tellies. And then also you have players like Tim Howley from Fit for an Autopsy that has, his Ibanez T that is almost a very perfect guitar. But it's great to see budget brands actually appealing to, our crowd now. So we're gonna demo this bad boy in just a second, but I gotta be honest with you, this thing is light, aggressive, and might be one of the best bang for your buck metal guitars that I've found. So let's break it down and talk about the specs. So as we're looking at it right now, the TL-281 has that classic Telly silhouette, but don't let it fool you. This thing really is like a metal machine. This comes standard with a roasted, book-matched mahogany body, which keeps things warm and resonant, and doesn't make you feel like you're lugging like a cinder block around. Now we've got a Canadian maple neck and an India rosewood fretboard, and if you look really closely, the finish is like the entire guitar. And what's great is if you flip it over and look at the back of the neck, the finish extends there too, which is great because they've added that matte finish to it, which keeps it super slick and fast. And speaking of that finish, this thing looks awesome. It's got that almost, I'd say, charcoal sparkle to it, and it goes all the way through. So I mean, you're kind of getting this like blacked, murdered out guitar, which is kind of cool and unique for a budget brand line. Now we've got 24 medium jumbo stainless steel frets. You heard me right, stainless steel. That's really nice to get on these type of guitars because, as you know, the nickel frets tend to wear down, and especially if you're a shredder, you kind of get grooves and little notches in the frets over time. And Eart does something really nice with all of their guitars. They roll the edges of the frets. So I'm looking here and there's really no sharp corners or like shoulders that really stick out. So that's a nice touch. One huge feature I really love about this guitar is that the fretboard is offered in a compound radius. You usually get these in like Jacksons or some higher end guitars, but this is a compound radius, meaning that the roundness of the fretboard this way isn't consistent all the way through, and there's benefits to that. So this goes from a 9.5 radius at the lower frets to a 14-inch radius at the higher frets. What does this mean? So basically you have a more round fretboard. It's a little bit more chunky, good for chords up here at your lower frets, and then it becomes increasingly fat at the higher frets, closer to this cutout, best for shredding. As someone that likes to dabble in shredding myself, I'm pretty used to an Ibanez wizard neck, so if that's someone like you, you will feel right at home with the higher frets on this guitar. All right, now coming down to the heel of this bad boy, this is a bolt-on neck construction, but it's pretty unique because you come down to these higher frets, and I mean, you have no problem getting access to the higher frets. This heel isn't too chunky, it's rounded, and it doesn't really get in your way. And then also, we have a heel-mounted truss rod adjustment, which is huge, huge. Many of you know some brands put the truss rod adjustment here at the headstock, which can be cumbersome. You got to get different tools in there. This is really easy because it's just a spoke adjustment, and when you need to adjust your neck or the relief of the neck, you just stick a little tool in there and rotate in small increments and get the relief that you need. It's really nice. Almost to the demo, people, but just a few more things. We have Eart branded machine tuners, and these are really nice and smooth. And then also we come down to a hardtail. So all of you that hate tremolos, this might be the guitar for you. All the hardware is pretty consistent in that black color, but then looking at these Eart branded knobs, these things are pretty sweet. They're pretty subtle, very sturdy, and they have the knurling on the side. So this thing feels and looks like it's more expensive than it really is. Now last thing, let's talk tone, because at $408, this guitar comes with Eart's custom active pickups. You heard me right, active. The TL-281 comes with a pair of EAPC active pickups designed in Korea. You've got your 9-volt battery housing right here on the back of the guitar. This seems to be a bit smaller than I've seen on other guitars. You put the battery in sideways here, but then it powers these bad boys, which now is the time for y'all to hear it. And you know, these pickups are definitely good and probably designed for lower tunings and really saturated tone. We'll run these pickups through some clean tones, and then we'll just, you know, beef it up with some distortion and also play some leads. And we'll be playing it through the Laney lead top combination there. And we'll see what kind of tones and just brutality we can get into. And as always, guys, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe below so you don't miss out on good budget brand reviews and tremolo tips and tricks. Let's go! All right, guys, what did you think? I really do enjoy this guitar, and just a few other things. This is a string through body, meaning that you just put the strings through, it goes through the hardtail, and then you tune it up as usual. That's really nice for string changes, makes it super simple. And another thing, while you're playing this guitar, it is probably one of the most sturdy feeling guitars without feeling too bulky. And then you have that finish all the way through, it just makes it feel very, consistent. Now I did notice that this thing doesn't handle clean tones all that well. I mean, this is an active set of pickups. Kind of already knew that was gonna happen. And then just some subtle design recommendations that I think would make this guitar even better is if Eart added maybe a push-pull function, and then let's be real, locking tuners. Let's just do it for all guitars, you know? Make all guitars locking tuners again. Wow, I'm definitely not the right person to be making up slogans. But guys, if you're out there and you're really looking for a budget branded chug machine, I think you really need to start with this guitar because of how it looks, the feel. You get active pickups in this bad boy stock, and then this thing does play with high saturation and distortion, does play very well. I think metalcore and deathcore have found their budget brand guitar in the TL-281. All right, guys, it was awesome hanging out with y'all today. Go ahead and check out this guitar. The link is in the description below. Like and subscribe to the channel if you dig it, and then I'll see you in the next video.